Right, this is a review on the Mirka Deros, but this is a review about the things that fail on it, because every review I see about this sander that people are so excited, and it just makes me sick that they're so excited. Yes, it is a grouse sander, but their longevity isn't great. Mine's held together with cable ties. I've just had the sander about 13 months, 14 months now. Second lead, the leads fail. Third, well that's three, because two leads. They did give me one on one. Oh, it scared the shit out of me. Now, right, my son just scared the absolute shit out of me, coming up from behind me. But yeah, okay, now where was I? So, two leads, second lead. This snaps off, then they break off on one of the either earth negative or positive that's screwed together with a couple of little screws that are held in there. The first one I repaired myself, and then it broke again, so I just rang the dude up in Perth who's really good, that deals with Mirka, and anyway they sent me up another lead, and I got a discounted price. I have my own adapter on the back because I run a Makita vacuum. This thing I use every day, like it's my everyday sander, and I'm a fiberglasser, so it gets a hell workout. It looks pretty dirty because it gets in amongst it. That side of it's really good. The only other problem up here is that when I'm running it flat out on hot days, it gets, really hot. Even to hold on to, like the actual head heats up to ridiculous. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but at the moment I've just done this surfboard that everything's sitting on, and it's still, you know, it's got to be 35, 40 degrees at least hanging on to it. I mean, it's a hot day up here today anyway. But now, they talk about the pads that go on these pads. They're $39 in Australia for one of those pads that hold the discs on. They don't last. When you're running these things flat out with high vibration, and if you're really getting into it with 60 grit or 80 grit, when I'm boring into some fiberglass, they wear out, they fall apart. They last about, I would say, about 3 weeks of hard going. So rubbish. So basically I just go straight to the pad, and then I just buy another pad, which here they cost me $84, $79 basically, and then or it must be $75 or something like that, and then $10 postage, whatever that works out to be. So not cheap, but I just find that's the easiest way, and yeah, it's just works out easier, and the discs don't fall off, and then they stay aligned with the actual vacuum holes, because when you put the pad on and it alters and moves as it wears out, it comes off the alignment to the suction holes, which then reduces the amount of suction. So then you start getting dust, etc. What else don't I like about it? The reason it's held on with cable ties is because this little plastic clip that you press down to lock the handle, hook the three-pronged power lead into the machine, it wears off because of the vibration. When you're running the machine flat out all the time, it wears out and vibrates the end of the cord out all the time, so it stops on you all the time. So I've had to devise a plan. The last one I glued in with some just a bit of super glue, but that was really hard to get it out when I wanted to replace it. So this time I've just done it with cable ties. It's comfortable enough, it holds it in, it works. So as much as the sander I think is a brilliant sander, there's still some work to be done on it, Mirka. More than happy to accept a phone call from you, and I can give you some helping hands on what I think you should do. For one, connect the lead to the machine. Don't worry about this plug, waste of time. I don't know, no other sander apart from some other brands are connected that way. I don't understand why I need to take it off. I never have. Don't get it. The other thing, I think you need to be able to change the weights easier in the head, because I don't know anyone else that runs it, but when you're running flat out with this thing, I'll click it up to flat out, it gets some vibration going. yeah, so I don't know if anyone else has that problem. Apart from that, I don't really have anyone else to whinge about, but I'm certainly not going to say this is the best sander that ever walked the earth, that's for sure. I've used Makita, I've used the Bosch, I've still got a big Bosch that I use, which I use for all really hard going, where this just is not up for super hard going when you got to like flatten down a deck or take 3 or 4 mil off of let's say a couple of layers of 400 chop strand with a double bias or something like that in it that you've really got to smash down and get flat. This just doesn't do it, it's not up for the job. So you've got to go a more heavier duty sander with the orbital and the offset, which these are like an offset sander, but you've got to go the orbital as well with the offset, so it really chews into it. These can't do it. As much as people say they can do everything with them, well, you can't. Well, I found you can't, and if you're doing fiberglassing for a living, like I do, and you need to, you know, use your hours constructively, you got to go to a bigger machine when you're doing bigger jobs. But for surfboards, for anything else, for other small jobs and etc., yeah, fine. But yeah, anyway, that's my whinge about Mirka. Would I buy another one? Yeah, I'd buy another one, but I hope I don't have to. I hope this one lasts. But yeah, check out the review, see what you reckon. But yeah, I'm not frothing like all the other people. Every time I see a review on one, they're jumping out of the skin and I reckon talking shit, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I'll leave that one with you. Cheers.